Hey, it's Andre and it's time for another update. What a week! Yes, my throat is killing me. It's been quite the cold and just trying to fight through that. But I hit a milestone on the YouTube channel, over 100 plus subscribers. Thank you. Over 100,000 hits. Wow, impressive. And well, again, thank you. So I'm excited. And as I promised, it's time to talk about the SkyMule. I hope you guys enjoyed that little flyby video. I had hoped to do the review of the airplane afterwards, but obviously things sort of fell apart for me. So here we go. This is the SkyMule. Yes, this is the kit version I picked up in September, and well, I'm just so impressed with this airplane. It is such a wonderful flying, well-mannered, slow, fast. It does so many things so well. I mean, you saw in the video, I was just buzzing the cameras and having a blast. Actually, that video was the first time I had been able to fly 4 full packs through the plane. And on a ZIPPY Compact 3S4000, you get about 8.5 minutes with my setup that I'm running. And maybe 9 if I was a little bit more delicate on the sticks. But, oh, you know, you're just bombing this thing having a blast. Speaking of equipment, I'm going to go through some of the parts really quick and talk about them. I fly motor-wise with the Turnigy 2830-11 1000 kV motors. These things are tiny, but they've been in all my planes from the beginning. From the big cargo bird, the T28 before the bigger Durafly package came in, and also my the FT Racer that you saw in some videos recently, just bombing around, having a good time with that. Very good motor. Really nice in the power, and in concert with some slow fly 10-inch 4x5s. These are actually the original ones I put on the tricopter. It's just a delight. The power, the torque, the responsiveness is in there. And under there I've run 2 Hobby King 35 amp ESCs. You can see them there sitting underneath. And right now they are linked together with a Y cable. I may put the second one into its own channel and get some differential thrust for the winter, so when I can do some better moving around on the skis. Speaking of which, yes, the kit does come with its nice thick skis. Very close to putting these things on. We got snow this week, but by the weekend, for Monday, we should be losing it all. Pardon me, I'm sorry. The big tires are, as you see, good enough to run through the snow. Watch that front landing gear. It can get banged around a bit. I'll show you in a bit. I've got a little wooden dowel inside the canopy to hold the upper part. A lot of people on the various forums will put some kind of reinforcement on the front wheels. Servos. Outside of a metal servo for the front steering wheel, I do run with some Hectronics. They are the HXT's 900s. You know, your standard economical, you know, oh, what are they, $2.50, almost $3 now. They've gone up a bit. But I got 4 in all the control surfaces, so the rudder, the elevator, and the 2 ailerons. And again, you know, the wing goes on, you connect the servo in, slide it in, and, you know, lock the tabs. I keep my tabs in a little container and I stick it inside the belly so they stay. I actually have purchased a second set just in case, you never know. And really that's my only concern for winter flying is, you know, will my hands get too numb when it comes time to control the plane. It does take off really nicely, as you saw in the video. And with my 9X setup, I should be able to sit there and, you know, put my my transmitter bit on and just fly and enjoy this plane all winter long, which is my big goal. So yes, I am flying with a 9X, so there is a 9X receiver sitting there in the belly, and I actually will see if I can get a shot of that. You see the cargo hatch is opened, and if I get this just right, you can see it just on top of the plane up there. I do run one of those Turnigy Servo Signal Reversers, so that's between the rudder and the steering, and the idea was if I was to fly FPV in the future, I'm not, you know, chewing up a channel between the two control surfaces. Speaking of FPV, sorry, I don't know yet. I think this plane is going to see a lot of line of sight flying over the winter because I think, or I feel that it's going to take the elements really nice. The batteries protect it, the ESCs and motors, you know, live in good spots under the wings and stuff. And everything else, all the electronics are really embedded inside the plane, and it handles the wind and all that good stuff really cleanly. So I think FPV is going to wait for a bit. I know I said I would do it, but I got the Bixler, which I got to get back up and running after I fried some wiring on the OSD. And then we got the Wraith, which will be back up and running, of course. That's just waiting for some props, and they'll be in next week. And I'm going to configure that thing to run in the winter a little better too. But back to the SkyMule. Now, yes, this was a kit. Why did I buy the kit? Because I had all these components sitting around ready to go. And the kit, after shipping and the difference in cost between the kit and the ready-to-fly version, it's like $60 difference. So I was saving about $100 or more. The build process, as I said, if you listen to the podcast I do with the AfterHours guys, I think it's like number 46, Chris asked me why, and that was one of my main reasons. And I explained, too, that the plane and the instructions, are more geared towards the ready-to-fly version versus the kit. So you do have to do a lot of gluing, and if you check out my forum post on the FliteTest forum, which I'll put in the link in the bottom of the description, there's a lot of stuff to put together and glue. I used goop on the main body, and my only comment there is go sparingly. I found that it softened, particularly in the bottom. If there was too much concentration of goop, it softened up on the bottom of the belly, but it did harden up afterwards. I guess it just, it affects the foam a little more aggressively, but once everything was stabilized, it was good. So, canopy, and there is an FPV canopy. I just got that in the back room. I put in 2 straps and some Velcro. You can see a little piece I put in to reinforce the landing gear. A little bit of tape under there just to protect it on landing. And I do have a little LED nav light set up, which is nice just for markers. And that's all built into the pods and nacelles. Speaking of nacelles, if you look closely, you'll see how I had to alter the setup just a touch to work with my motor. The stock setup is a Bell style motor DT1000, like the 750s for the tricopter from David's design. So they sit a little different. Mine works, and this is just fine. The biggest thing you want to pay attention to is when you're putting the nacelles onto the center wing section, really make sure you glue them down. Again, look at the photos on my post. I probably should do an article with the FliteTest guys, just so you can see what it all looks like and the build, and just do a little bit more detailed description. Landing gear and everything. Plus, I guess you could put a bigger nose gear or reinforce it a little differently, but so far I've been satisfied. Speaking of flight controls, I'm going to change the aileron setups. Everything else is stock. I'm running with no mixing, no expo, nothing right now. But I'm going to change the ailerons from the Y connector to separate channels so I can try and get some flapper on so it can get it even slower and see if I can improve the roll rates. It's a little lazy when I did my last roll with it. I was like, yeah, you want altitude. Otherwise, this thing is a great flyer. So if you're on the fence about the SkyMule, oh man, totally buy this plane. This thing is a great plane. Whether you get the kit or the ready to fly, it all depends on your budget, I guess, and how you want to customize it. Tons of people are putting really big, powerful motors. I'm happy with this setup because it meets all my needs. It takes off quickly, it's got plenty of performance when you're flying, and it will slow down dramatically. You see it in those videos. I'm coming over top of my camera and just buzzing at a nice, nice stable speed. It handles the elements, and this winter with the skis on it and everything, we're going to have an absolute ride. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, please fire away. You can get a hold of me on any of the social media platforms, and it's been my pleasure to talk about this thing. See you at the field.